Welcome into Steelers Talk Yinzers. My name is Jack Sperry, and today I am revealing my Steelers mock draft 4.0 7-round mock draft. We haven't done one on the channel for a while, so I thought before the combine got started that we'd give you guys another one. But before we get into today's picks, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for Steelers draft coverage all off-season long. You want prospect breakdowns, you want prospect rankings, you want Steelers mock drafts every couple of weeks. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you know what's what with all of these different prospects, with all the team needs, everything about the Steelers. When it comes to the draft, we got you covered. So go ahead, click that subscribe button right now. All right, so before we get started, let's go over the picks that the Steelers have here in the 2023 NFL Draft so far, at least. Okay, you got your first rounder there at number 17 overall, and then of course the Chase Claypool trade gave us that second round pick right at the top at number 32, which in most years is a first round pick. And then you got that other second rounder, a third rounder, fourth rounder, and then 2 seventh rounders for a total of 7 picks. So without further ado, let's reveal that number 1 pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I have them taking another Pitt Panther 2 years in a row. Last year was Kenny Pickett. This year I have them taking Calijah, Kancey, defensive tackle from the Pitt Panthers. Had a fantastic 2022 campaign at number 17 overall. And the thing with Kancey, guys, I really think that he is a perfect fit for what the Steelers are looking for at the 5 technique. So right now, in their base 3-4 defense, you got a nose tackle, you got the 3 technique with Cameron Hayward. Now they need kind of a smaller guy, that 5 technique 3-4 defensive end, and I think Calijah Kancey is perfect to fill this spot. I think that, the production that he had last year, what really is his superpower is rushing the passer, and I think that Andy Weidl, Omar Khan, Mike Tomlin, everybody at the top of the Steelers organization is trying to build a pass-rushing monster in Pittsburgh, and I really think that Calijah Kancey is the type of guy that's going to be a fantastic, fantastic pass rusher in the National Football League with the right system. Now, he is a bit light, 6 foot, 280 pounds, so he's going to have to play in a system that has that 3-4 alignment, and he needs to play 5 technique. But good news for him, the Steelers need a 5 technique, and I think that he fits in beautifully in the Steelers depth chart. I think that Larry Ogunjobi, you can maybe not re-sign him. He's going to be a little pricey, about $10 million over 3 years if you want to re-sign Larry Ogunjobi. I would say just go ahead and take Calijah Kancey in the first round. I think that guys like Broderick Jones, Peter Skoronski, Paris Johnson Jr. at the offensive tackle spot are going to be taken by the Steelers pick here. So I think if those guys are gone, go ahead and take a defensive tackle here, but technically a 3-4 defensive end. And I think he's going to be a pass rushing beast for the Steelers alongside Cam Hayward and whoever else is on there in the nose tackle. And then, of course, you got outside linebackers there in Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt. So who do you want the Steelers to take in round 1 of the NFL draft? Let me know in the comment section right now. Who's your guy? This is the pinned comment on today's video. So whenever you get an ad break here on the show, go ahead and go into the comment section, find that pinned comment, and answer today's question. Round 2, top of day 2 here, I have them taking offensive tackle Anton Harrison. Now, Anton Harrison is a very interesting prospect to me because when I watched him on film at Oklahoma, he had some struggles this year with anchoring, with strength, and some people think that he's not going to be able to handle the bull rushers, the power rushers on the edge in the National Football League. But you look at his size here, 6'5", 315 pounds. That's pretty good size, and what I'm hearing whispers that he's actually putting on poundage this offseason, and he's going to actually test pretty darn well at the NFL Combine. You take a look at his grading last season, 94th out of 610 offensive tackles last year with a 72.6 PFF grade, and he's got fantastic athleticism for his size, guys. He is a great mover. He's going to be great in a zone running scheme, a power run scheme, whatever it may be. At 6'5", 315, this guy can freaking move. And rumor has it he's going to impress in the strength category at the NFL Combine. If that happens, I think that he is potentially going to be a first-round pick, but if he falls to the Steelers at number 32, again, if he does well at the Combine, on the bench press in the strength department. I think the Steelers should go ahead and take him. And then you take a look at the other top offensive tackle draft prospects this year. I like Peter Skoronski the best. I think that you can look at his arm length and say, is it really all that great? But I think that you look at guys like Rashawn Slater in the league, shorter arms, still an elite left tackle. I think Peter Skoronski is going to be really good. You got Paris Johnson Jr. and Broderick Jones, who I also like. I think Broderick Jones, if he's there at 17, the Steelers should take him, but his stock is kind of rising right now. And then you got Anton Harrison, and you look at the size there, for a guy that people say isn't all that strong and has strength issues, he's right around that range that you look for an NFL left tackle at 6'5", 315 pounds. And then I think if he does well in those strength categories at the NFL Combine, like he does well at the bench press, etc., I think that these teams are going to look at a guy with this kind of body type, with the way that he moves. I think he's going to be absolutely fantastic in the National Football League, and the Steelers could be getting a steal in round 2 by taking Harrison at number 32 overall. All right, guys, before I reveal the rest of this Steelers mock draft, go to chatsports.com/terrible towel and get a terrible towel of your own today from today's sponsor at Fanatics. Guys, you got to have a terrible towel if you are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. If you don't have one, now is the perfect time to get one during the offseason. Fanatics has a ton of different designs for you to choose from. They got great prices. It's about $12 per towel, so I think that's pretty reasonable. They got fast delivery times, and then whatever your specific flavor of terrible towel that you like, they have it on their website. For me, I like the classic gold, but you can do whatever you want. You can do camo. They got a Father's Day one on there if you want to get one for your dad. It's fantastic. So go to chatsports.com/terrible towel to get your terrible towel today. All right. Second round pick here, Emmanuel Forbes from Mississippi State, cornerback at number 50 overall. And I really like this guy, man. Emmanuel Forbes, someone that's kind of been dubbed as a second-round pick, but I think that he could be exactly what the Steelers are looking for at the cornerback position. You look at that grade, number 17 in the country of 915 eligible cornerbacks according to Pro Football Focus, with that really high 87.2 coverage grade there. And then some of the best, if not the best ball skills, which means hands, which means body control, the ability to get interceptions out of any quarterback in this class, which is evidenced by 6 interceptions last season, which was tied for 3rd in FBS. I think that this guy is a ball hawk. I think that with the great pass rush that the Pittsburgh Steelers have, putting pressure on quarterbacks, Emmanuel Forbes, this guy that is an interception machine, is a perfect fit to turn the ball over for opposing offenses in the National Football League with the Steelers. I think that he's a fantastic player. I really think that he's going to be a good fit for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think that he would be a steal here. I mean, you look at this cornerback class, it's incredibly deep. The overall draft class is not that deep or good, but at cornerback it actually is. So I think that some of these top-end corners are going to slide just a little bit, and I think Forbes could be there at number 50 for the Steelers. If he is, I would take him. All right, guys, you're watching me here do my mock draft. Now, I want to see yours, all right, guys? We're going to be doing some mock draft reactions later in the week, so go ahead and use #mock in the comment section below to get your Steelers mock draft on the show in a video later this week. So the 4th pick here in my mock draft, I have the Steelers taking Wisconsin's Keeanu Benton, a nose tackle in the 3rd round, number 81 overall. And Keeanu Benton is someone that I have been high on for a long time. I think that he's not only a great run stuffer that the Steelers need up the middle there at one technique nose tackle, but I also think he has the fast hands and feet required to be a good pass rusher. So not only are you adding maybe the best interior pass rusher in this draft class other than Jalen Carter in Calijah Cancey in the 1st round to play your 5 technique, but you're also bringing in the big body here with Keeanu Benton to plug up the hole up the middle at nose tackle, but he's also going to give you really good production as a pass rusher. So you look at this hypothetical defensive line with Benton and Calijah Cancey in there right next to Cameron Hayward, and then of course you got TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith. I mean, you got great pass rushers all along the starting defensive line. This is an absolutely menacing defensive line if you ask me. I wouldn't want to go up against this defensive line, especially with Watt and Highsmith on the outside. I think this would be a fantastic fit for both Cancey and Benton and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think this defense would be absolutely great with these two on the defensive line. All right, so now in round 4, I have the Steelers taking my number 1 linebacker in the 2023 draft class in Daiyan Henley from Washington State. And right now, I think this guy is getting slept on, like straight up. I think that when I watch this guy on film, I see the best coverage linebacker in this year's NFL draft class. Point blank, period. Right now, he's my number 1 guy. He's over Trenton Simpson. He's over Noah Sewell. I like Daiyan Henley more than all of them because I think that being able to go back in coverage and cover guys one-on-one, slot receivers, tight ends, go back in zone coverage and play with good instincts. That gives your defense the ability to do so much to disguise coverages, all this different stuff, and Daiyan Henley can do that for you on day 1. You take a look at his PFF grade last year. First year as a linebacker ever, he was just under 200th in the country, so 199th out of 789 eligible linebackers, 73.3 PFF grade, and like I said, guys, he's a former wide receiver, so he understands different patterns, different hot routes, different signals, these sorts of things. He understands the relationship between the quarterback and a wide receiver, and because of that, I think that he is the best pass defending linebacker in this year's draft class. I would probably take him early second round. I think that's probably what his value is, but right now, the NFL consensus big board has him down at 140th, so if he ends up making it to 121 with the Steelers, I am absolutely running this card up, and he's going to be a day 1 starter for the black and gold. So Daiyan Henley is a sleeper that I really like, but let me hear a sleeper that you think someone is getting slept on right now, a prospect that you really like, that you think is getting absolutely disrespected by the media right now. Put that name down in the comment section right now. I can't wait to see the names that you put in the comment section. So we still got 2 picks to go here in the 7th round, and I have the Steelers taking the same 2 players I had them take in my last mock draft. I really like B.J. Thompson, edge rusher, outside linebacker out of Stephen F. Austin. He's incredibly raw. He needs a lot of work when it comes to his pass rushing sets. He is brand new to the position, guys, but he is a former defensive back, which means he has ball skills. He could play in coverage, and at 6'4", 238 pounds, this guy is one of the fastest first steps in this year's draft class. Like point blank, I watched some practice film of him from the Shrine Bowl. This guy gets out of his stance incredibly quickly. He's got long arms, long legs. This guy can run. This guy's strong. I mean, I really think that this guy has incredible upside as a really potential star player in this league. He's going to need a little bit of time to develop, but I think that he's going to be a really good player. And if he's there in the 7th round, which, on the PFF big board right now, he's number 205. So there's definitely a good chance that he'll be there in round 7. If he's there, I would run this card up if I were the Steelers. And then Stetson Bennett, I think that this new regime with Omar Khan, with Andy Weidel, they're trying to form this front office philosophy around what the Eagles have done with Howie Roseman. And what the Eagles have done for years is they've prioritized backup quarterback. And I think that Mitchell Trubisky has a pretty decent shot at being there this season, but I think they're also going to want contingency plans here for the future. And I think Stetson Bennett is the kind of guy that's going to be a really solid backup quarterback in this league for a very long time. I'm not making this pick to replace Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is the Steelers guy, but Stetson Bennett, I think, is the type of guy where if Kenny, God forbid, got hurt, he could come in and win you football games. So you take a look at this collection, this mock draft haul that I had the Steelers taking here. You got Calijah, Kancey, one of the best defensive pass rushers in this year's draft class from Pitt, number 1. Then you got Anton Harrison, hopefully your future left tackle. Emmanuel Forbes, someone that's going to get you a ton of interceptions from the cornerback spot. Keeanu Benton plugging up that hole in the middle at nose tackle. Daiyan Henley, my number 1 linebacker in this class, getting slept on, taking him in the 4th round. Then B.J. Thompson, really good outside linebacker prospect, developmental, but definitely high upside. And they got Stetson Bennett, your backup quarterback for hopefully like the next 7 to 8, 9 years. And to me, when I look at this class, I see 5 potential day 1 starters. Those first 5 guys from round 1 to round 4, I think all of those guys can start day 1. I think all of those guys, especially if Anton Harrison has the strength to play at left tackle. I think this is going to be a fantastic draft class, but let me know what you think of my mock draft 4.0 here. I'm going to give it an A. I really like it. Of course, it's my mock draft. I really like it, but let me know what you guys think of this mock draft in the comment section. A, B, C, D, or F. All right, guys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. One more reminder here. We provide Steelers draft coverage all offseason long. So if you want NFL draft prospect rankings, you want analysis, you want different kinds of rumors who the Steelers are going to be targeting round 1, round 2, all this different stuff, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. That'll be it for me today, guys. I really appreciate every single one of you that make it to the end of these videos. Really does help out the algorithm, and the show helps reach out to other new Steelers fans. So really do appreciate you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.